So today I just want to walk you through a four-step process, and it's really not even a process. It's actually logic. But when I coach my clients about the way that they're moving, the way that they're making decisions, the way that they procrastinate on the very things that they know will actually start moving the needle in their business and in their life, they suddenly start understanding why they are going around and around and around in circles. And this is really important for you to understand, is that decisions form a very big part of your ability to create change and meaningful change in your life. Hi, and welcome again to another episode of The Consistency Queen. I hope you're having a great day so far. My name is Elsa Morgan. I'm a wife, I'm a mum, and I'm also the founder and CEO of a global women's empowerment company, The Queenie Effect, where we elevate women to be able to scale up and build their businesses from vision to brand with proven systems. And so today I want to be speaking to you about, how are you moving so far? There are a lot of people out there, especially women, who don't understand the essence of time, how we don't really get that back. And so what they invariably do is put off decisions that will start creating change and, bringing forward the desired result that they're looking for. But because other priorities or distractions come into play, then the very decisions they need to make to be able to change their lives or start creating that business and launching that business that's going to impact the world, and then bringing in that life, the income, the impact, the freedom that they're looking for, gets put off because they're just not making the decision. So today I just want to walk you through a four-step process, and it's really not even a process. It's actually logic. But when I coach my clients about the way that they're moving, the way that they're making decisions, the way that they procrastinate on the very things that they know will actually start moving the needle in their business and in their life, they suddenly start understanding why they are going around and around and around in circles. And this is really important for you to understand, is that decisions form a very big part of your ability to create change and meaningful change in your life. And the reason why I say that is because until you decide that you will no longer stay where you are, you will continue to stay where you are, because it has to come with urgency. You have to want to absolutely want that next level, income, life, circumstances so badly, like air to breathe. Because changing your life requires effort. It requires focus and intentionality. And none of those can come into play if you are just going to wing it or just dabble in the possibility. I've done that many, many times. And it's only when I decided, hey, I'm going to move differently. I'm going to decide to move differently, but more than just deciding, I'm actually going to do it, because I no longer want to stay where I am. I no longer need to be here to really understand that, hey, I can just wing it, or I can just get by on free information. Let me tell you, I slowed down my trajectory and my capacity to impact more and more people simply because I got in my own way. And I was telling myself this story that I could just figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll just figure it out. I've had a 20-year successful sales career, I'll just figure it out. When you want to build a business and scale it to multiple 6, 7 figure businesses, and when you want to change your life, figuring it out just doesn't cut it. It might get you, somewhere, but it's not going to get you to where you want to go. It's just not. Because if you could just figure it out, you would already be there. And you need to understand that. And you need to accept that if you could just figure it out, if you could just rely on free information, you would already be there. And you wouldn't be in the same circumstances that you've been in, which, by the way, you don't want to be in, but you're choosing to be in for the last year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And so making those kinds of decisions, let me tell you, if you're already doing that and you're repeating the same kind of decisions and saying that you could put things off and I got this and I don't have that, I don't have time, it's never going to happen. Like, welcome to 2025 and you'll be in the same space, the same place over and over again. So this is more like a wake-up call for those that truly want to change their lives. And if this is you listening and watching right now, then pay attention, because this next 4-step process is what you need to be doing straight after this. And not only that, implementing it and sticking by it, because only then can you really start making a change. Okay, so let's get started. So step number 1 is pretty obvious. I need you to make a decision that you are no longer going to stay where you are. More than that, I want you to really look at your circumstances right now. Write it out. Like, really write out your income, your surroundings, the people that you surround yourself with, the way you dress, the way that you show up, whether you care about yourself, the way that you feel about your life, the way, if you're working, does that inspire you? All of these things, you need to do a deep dive in all areas of your life, like your relationships, your work life, if you have a business, if you have any passions, write it all down, flesh it all out. And what are the feelings that you have attached? Because there has to be a level of dissatisfaction that you will no longer tolerate the same circumstances going forward. You just have to have this frank, come to Jesus moment with yourself, whether that's looking at yourself in the mirror or writing it all down. This is what's going to help you to understand where you are right now. And if you really want to take it even one step further, why don't you compare that to same time last year? Yeah. Why don't you compare that to 3 years ago? Has anything changed? Have you, made some inroads, or are we still in the same place? Because during that time, you've been figuring it out, relying on free, deciding that you know enough to get you by, and you're here in the same place. So it's only when you see the facts right there in front of you that maybe I need to start moving differently, that you really are going to make a different decision. And that will probably mean some, a level of activity that you didn't want to do, maybe allocating some time or different priorities that you thought you could get by and not do. Because changing your life will require you to make some sacrifices, because if you could do that, you would have already done it, because other things have come ahead of this. Then time to reassess. So After you've made this assessment, you've had a look at your circumstances, you've compared them to other years, and you realize, hey, I can't continue going on this way any longer. Time to make a decision. Okay, great. Now that you've made a decision and you've decided, I'm moving on from here and I'm going to be making different decisions. So the next thing that you need to do is to really get clear on what it is that you want to achieve. Like, what is the end goal? What is the end game? What is the vision that you want to achieve in this lifetime? Because that's going to help you to understand some of the milestones that you need to work towards and some of the behaviors, some of the habits and the knowledge that you need to acquire to work towards that. And this is really, really important. And this is where a lot of people get tripped up, because once they decide, hey, I'm going to move, then when they come to really understanding or getting clear on what it is that they want to do, suddenly there's this overwhelm because they go, oh, maybe I can't do it. No, you know what? I'll just stay where I am. And I'm here to tell you that you've been offered this opportunity to move differently, to change your life, because this is where you're meant to go this way. As crazy as it sounds, this is how you're meant to move. And so herein lies the opportunity for you to really think big and dream and just marinate in the possibility that you could and can achieve all the things that you want. Just want you to think about that. And this doesn't just mean in your business. I'm talking about your life, the kind of house that you want to live in, the cars that you want to drive, the people that you want to surround yourself with, the schools that you want to send your children to, the income that you want to earn, all of these things, just flesh it all out. This is going to help you to understand, hey, I want all of these things. And then it's a matter of finding, number 3, the person or people who have already achieved the things that you want to achieve, the thing that you fleshed out in step 2. Who's done that already? Who's done that already? Who's out there living the life, speaking the speak or the talk, walking the walk, and genuinely having the results that you desire, that you mapped out in 2020, in step 2? Who has that? Who's achieved that already? Because there are 2 reasons why this is important. Number 1 is, if people have achieved it, if people have achieved the very things that you aspire to achieve and live the life that you want to live, and in the place that you want to live, or the car that you want to drive, or the business that you want to have, if somebody already has that, number 1, that should excite you, because that means it can be done. So for me, I get excited. And then number 2, you have the answer right in front of you. So no more trying to wing it, no more trying to figure it all out. The answer's been in front of you all along. Because number 4, once you identify all those people that have achieved what you want and living the life that you want and having the business that you want, whatever it is, you can then invest in yourself and have access to their blueprint, how they achieved the very things that you want. Because that is the fastest way to compress time and achieve your results, as long as you implement and continue. And so herein lies the opportunity for you to move differently, because I've given you this 4-step process to start moving differently, where you, number 1, decide, you're looking at your circumstances and deciding that this is no longer going to happen anymore. And then number 2, getting clear on what are the things that, you want to achieve in this lifetime. Okay. And then from there, you're going to be able to find out, are there people that are living this life or have this business or doing the things like contribution that I want to do? Because when you find those people, and believe me, there are many people that have achieved big things, you can then find out their blueprint. What did they do to get there? Because that's going to fast track you. And believe me, this works, because this is exactly what I've done to be able to build from scratch a 7-figure business. And I can tell you, as long as you keep repeating this process and you keep investing in yourself, learning what you need to learn, and then implementing, not only are you scaling up to the version that you need to become to achieve the thing that you want to achieve, you are fast tracking and compressing time ahead of like 90%, 95% of everyone else. Because most people don't see the value in investing in themselves and simply won't implement. There'll be a percentage of people that do, that just don't implement. And so I challenge you to adopt this framework. I challenge you to think about the possibility that maybe you're listening to this episode because it's time. It's time. And when I decided it was time, I never looked back, and my life has changed forever. Not only did I move from very painful circumstances, but I aligned myself with incredible mentors who have done so much to impact the world, which I'm so grateful that I discovered, and then committed to the process of learning and expansion. And this is available to you because I've shared with you exactly what I've done to be able to grow and scale as quickly as I have. And now herein lies the opportunity for you. What will you do? And so if you would like some accountability and have some no BS coach tell you, hey, we've got to get back into the game and start moving again, and let's get a game plan together, you can always go to hangwiththequeen.com, book in a call, and let's talk about what's kept you where you are right now and what it is that you want to achieve. You see, most of the women that I speak to are, building towards 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, or scaling up to 7 figures. And they are, frankly, sick and tired of just remaining where they are. And those that go ahead and implement, and not only do they scale up to the businesses that they desire, but also their transformation and glow up is profound. This is available for you, my friends. I highly recommend that you reach out to me and book in a call, hangwiththequeen.com. So with that being said, thank you so much for spending some time with me today and learning about my 4-step process to grow and scale and move to the next level, because I am on a mission to serve and impact over 1 million women, and I hope that one of them is you. I'll see you on the next episode.